Saturated, unsaturated. Are you familiar with this science terminology describing the properties of a solution? Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to our new video lesson. Once again, I am your science teacher, Teacher Larry, and I welcome you to a new day of learning. I am very excited to discuss to you our lesson for today, all about solution. Continue watching because at the end of the lesson, you will be expected to investigate properties of unsaturated or saturated solution. So brace yourself as we explore the wonderful world of science. In your previous module, we have discussed about the characteristics of mixture. And mixture can be homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. When we say mixture, mixture is a material made up of two or more materials or chemical substances which are not chemically combined. When we say homogeneous mixture, it is a mixture that all parts have uniform appearance and properties. The solute here is evenly distributed to the solvent. And when we say heterogeneous mixture, different parts of the mixture can be identified. For you to understand more, let's have here an example of a mixture. In the picture, we have a soft drinks and ice cubes, wherein the ice cubes is solid and the soft drinks is liquid. It has now a two-phase, and we can physically identify which is the solid and which is the liquid. So it is considered to be heterogeneous mixture. And when the soft drinks and ice cube, which is considered to be heterogeneous mixture, the ice will melt and the ice cubes will be evenly distributed and it will become one phase, and now it is considered to be homogeneous mixture. We are now at our first quarter, module 4 in science 7. We will be further discussing all about solution, but before that, let us try to answer the following questions. I will give you 5 seconds to answer. Are you ready? Let us start. Number 1. In a salt solution, what substance is considered the solvent? A. Salt. B. Water. C. Both are solvents. D. Neither substance is a solvent. Your timer starts now. If your answer is letter B, water, you are correct. Number 2. What is the substance that is being dissolved in a solution? A. Solute. B. Colloid. C. Solvent. D. Suspension. If your answer is letter A, you are correct. Which of the following refers to the solution that contains maximum amount of solute dissolved in the given amount of solvent? A. Dilute. B. Solubility. C. Saturated solution. D. Unsaturated solution. The correct answer is letter C. Did you get it right? What is the substance that dissolves the other component in a solution? A. Solute. B. Colloid. C. Solvent. D. Suspension. If your answer is letter C, you are correct. Number 5. Which of the following best describe solubility? A. Solute to dissolve a solvent. B. Solute to dissolve in a solvent. C. Solvent to dissolve in a solute. D. Solvent and solute to dissolve each other. If your answer is letter B, you are correct. In every morning, I believe that you want to drink a chocolate. We simply mix chocolate powder in a hot or cold water. By doing this, we are now making a solution. A solution, it is a homogeneous mixture that has a uniform composition. In order to produce a solution, two substances being used. We have the solute and the solvent. A solute, it is the component of the solution which dissolve in a solvent or in the solvent. It is the lesser component in the solution. When we say solvent, it is a component of solution which dissolves the solute. It constitutes the greater component of the solution. We have here the properties of a solution. To consider a mixture to be a solution, it must be a homogeneous and composed of only one phase. The particles of solute in a solution cannot be seen by the naked eye. The solute from a solution cannot be separated by a filtration. Between solute and solvent, we will focus on solute. It is defined as the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a certain amount of solvent at a certain temperature. It is called the solubility, or the ability of the solute to be dissolved in a solvent. As we increase the amount of solute in a given solution, there is a tendency that not all solute will dissolve completely. The amount of the dissolved solute produces three types of solution. We have the saturated, unsaturated, and supersaturated. When we say unsaturated, it is a type of solution containing less amount of solute in a given amount of solvent, leaving no traces of it. When we say saturated, it is a type of solution that contains the maximum amount of solute dissolved by a given amount of solvent. Saturation point. It is the point beyond which the substance will no longer dissolve in a solution. And supersaturated. It is a type of solution that contains an amount of substance greater than the required for saturation as a result of having been cooled from a high temperature to a temperature below that which saturation occurs. I have listed here some factors that affects the solubility of a solution. Number 1, we have the temperature. Number 2, we have the pressure. Number 3, we have the stirring. And number 4, we have the size of the particle. This time, let's have a recap. A solution is a homogeneous mixture that has a uniform composition. Components of solution is solute and solvent. Solubility is defined as the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a certain amount of a solvent at a certain temperature. Saturated solution is a type of solution that contains the maximum amount of solute dissolved by a given amount of solvent. Unsaturated solution is a type of solution containing less amount of solute in a given amount of solvent, leaving no traces of it. Supersaturated solution is a type of solution that contains an amount of substance greater than the required for saturation as a result of having been cooled from a higher temperature to a temperature below that which saturation occurs. This time, let us test your understanding about our topic for today. Try to answer these questions. I will give you 5 seconds for each question. Are you ready? Let's begin. The two components of a solution are solute and solvent. Which statement describes the solute? A. It is the solid form in a solution. B. It is the liquid component of the solution. Letter C. It is the component of a solution in bigger quantity. Letter D. It is the component of a solution in smaller quantity. If your answer is letter D, it is the component of a solution in smaller quantity, you got it right. What is the solution that contains more solute than a saturated solution under the same condition? A. Solubility. B. Saturated solution. Letter C. Unsaturated solution. Letter D. Supersaturated solution. If your answer is letter D, supersaturated solution, you are correct. Alfred accidentally added more amount of sugar in a cup of hot milk. What will he most likely to do? Add water. Letter B, add sugar. Letter C, mix the milk solution well. And letter D, put it in the refrigerator for 1 hour. If your answer is letter A, add water, you are correct. How does the solubility of a solid change when the temperature of liquid solvent is increased? Letter A, the solubility decreases. Letter B, the solubility increases. Letter C, there is no change in the solubility. Letter D, the change in the solubility is unpredictable. If your answer is letter B, the solubility increases, you are correct. Which of the following best describes solubility? Solute to dissolve a solvent, for letter A. Letter B, solute to dissolve in a solvent. Letter C, solvent to dissolve in a solute. And letter D, solvent and solute to dissolve each other. If your answer is letter B, you got it right. We are now done discussing today's lesson, and I congratulate you for that. You are now ready to explore our next lesson. Stay safe, and once again, this is your teacher Larry. See you to our next video lesson.